Do we have, and no sounds, is there one writer that's here today? Just raise your hand. Okay. Now, you then probably understand what it's like to actually write a product, a script, or what have you, and then have the director or producer or whatever cut out your work. Anyway, I took the weekend writing my opening statement, and I guess my director happens to be called Mr. Time, so I don't have the opportunity to give the opening statement that I had prepared to give.
Well, Mr. Chair, one thing, you did give him a lot of material this morning.
I did. Hopefully it was good material. With that said, I do want to say that there's not a member of this council that doesn't realize the importance of the entertainment industry, what it means not only to this city, this county, this state, but to the nation. And we felt that as elected officials for Hollywood land, that we had a responsibility to have a discussion about the economic impact on, again, like Mr. Carter's just said, the world, because of the lack of production that's going on. So we want to have a objective, balanced, fair hearing. I would hope that everybody would keep that in mind, because if we begin to go away from that, be assured I will bring us back. So with that said, we have several people that we're going to bring up, and I'm looking for here it is at the end. So I think what we want to do at this point, we're going to bring up Jack Kaiser to give a statement. After each person gives their statement, the other members of this committee will be afforded the opportunity to answer or ask any questions that they want. Mr. Kaiser, welcome.
Good morning, Chairman Wesson and other members of the committee. I appreciate the opportunity to do a presentation for you that we pass out, that we're sending around. A lot of questions from the national media.
Get a little closer to me.
We've gotten a lot of questions from the national media about the impact of this strike on our local economy. We've given you some information that shows that in terms of employment, it is the third largest employer in Los Angeles County. All the data is based on the county.
You know what, for the record, somebody referenced earlier that there are individuals, Mr. Kaiser, that listen to this. So maybe for those individuals that have absolutely nothing else to do but to listen to us, you should identify who you are and where I think that would be important.
Okay, I'm Jack Kaiser, Chief Economist of the LA County Economic Development Corporation.
Yeah, if we could get
Any other questions? Get the volume up on the mic so we'll run.
Or speak right into the mic, so that way we can hear you.
As close as I can get. Does this get better?
That's better.
Go on, go on. I'm losing control. Go on while I still have it.
I know this is not your first
You're not
presentation.
losing control as long as I have this and losing power. Okay, Jack Kaiser, Chief Economist, LA County Economic Development Corporation. We've had a lot of people calling, asking that the question, is this strike going to decimate the economy of Los Angeles County? All the data is for the county. And what you find is that it's the third largest employer in the county, but it has very important linkages to both tourism and technology. It's becoming as much a tech industry as it is a creative industry. It generates $46.8 billion annually in contribution to the county's gross product. The industry is very, very concentrated. It is concentrated in the southeast San Fernando Valley, spilling into the city of Burbank, into the community of Hollywood, and into West Los Angeles. So the pain will be very, very specific. It won't be felt by the whole county. If you go back to the 1988 strike, you find, first of all, it was a much different industry, a smaller number of employees, about 80,000 people working according to the Employment Development Department. Estimated loss of wages is about $500 million. The first month of the strike, what you saw was a loss of 15,000 jobs from the previous month. We will get November employment figures from the state this coming Friday, and we'll have a first idea of how many people will be losing jobs that are on people's payrolls getting contributions to the Unemployment Insurance Fund. But what you saw after the 88 strike was there was a fairly quick rebound in employment, and then it was off and running again. We've given you a chart that shows what the current employment situation, the trend is. You have about 160,000 people at work in the industry. We have seen no pattern indicating any type of a run-up, stockpiling of production, which is very interesting. We give you an exhibit on what is generated by the production of a one-hour scripted television series. This was data that we developed at the request of the California Film Commission, and so you can see that either for a single episode or for a full year's order of a series, the numbers are very, very significant. The Alliance of Motion Picture and Television Producers is currently making available their estimate of wages lost by members of the WGA in this strike action. As of yesterday morning, they tell us that their little wage meter showed $122.4 million. What we did is apply the multiplier that we get from the U.S. Department of Commerce for this industry for Los Angeles County, and this indicates what happens when wages are not being earned, what type of impacts are out there, what money is not being spent, and it comes about to $220 million that is not being spent. So what you're seeing is a lot of money being pulled out of the economy. You get anecdotal information from everything from restaurants to day spas that it is having an impact. And there are other things that we have to consider. The AMPTP is also making estimates of wages lost by members of the International Alliance, the local line production workers, and they estimate that at $211 million. And then you have to look at other impacts, such as no waiver being issued to the Academy of Motion Picture Arts and Sciences for the production of this year's Academy Awards ceremony. That generates about $130 million for LA County's economy every year that it is produced. So the pain is growing each day that this strike goes on. That concerns us. We know that in June of next year you have the Screen Actors and the Directors Guild contracts that will be up for negotiation, and that could have further labor instability implications. The bottom line is that the strike will not kill the LA economy, but it will certainly act as a brake on the LA County economy. And for the city of Los Angeles, you have significant risk because of the industry's concentration in and around the community of Hollywood and in West Los Angeles. So there are tax revenue implications for you, sales tax, hotel occupancy tax, and other things. So this is definitely a very serious issue, and we hope that the people involved can get back to the negotiating table soon.
Well, let me we want to save all the time we can. Before I turn this over to Mr. Carpenter, I just want to have you kind of break down and help me understand. When you're talking about, when you're giving these dollar figures, you are talking about direct impacts and indirect impacts. And you just kind of threw out there, well, like restaurants and that. Why don't you just take a moment, because I just want to understand the indirect impacts, if you could just